Welcome to Candela. In this lecture, we shall discuss the Houthi movement in Yemen. The US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said that the US plans to designate the Houthi movement as a foreign terrorist organization and few of its prominent leaders as specially designated global terrorists. So, why is the US doing this? Who are the Houthis? What is the conflict that is going on in Yemen? Let's try to discuss all of this in this lecture. This is the map of Middle East. We can see this is Yemen, and on the northern side there is the Sunni dominated Saudi Arabia, and here we have the Gulf of Eden, and here this is named after the port, Eden port, it gets the name Gulf of Eden. And then we also have the strait, Bab el-Mandeb Strait over here, and this is one of the most important shipping routes which carries majority of the world's oil and other commodities from Europe and elsewhere. It is said that around 3,000 ships travel to and fro in this route for every single year. So, strategically Yemen is very important in this region. Here you can see the map of the countries which are dominated by the two sects of Islam, Shia and Sunni. Here Saudi Arabia is a Sunni dominated country which considers itself as the leader of the Arab world or the Muslim world. So, it wants to gain control over this entire region. On the other hand, we have Iran, which is a Shia dominated country which also wants to control this region. So, we can see that always there is an ongoing conflict between the Sunni dominated Saudi Arabia and Shia dominated Iran. And the other countries over here which are Sunni dominated support Saudi Arabia, and the countries which are Shia dominated support Iran. So, this understanding of the ethnicity of this region is very important in understanding the geopolitics of this region. So, who are the Houthis? Though Shias, they form a separate subsect called as Zaydis. There is another subsect called as Twelver Shia. The Twelver Shia faith can be found in Lebanon, Iran and Iraq. So, there are 12 Imams who are successors politically and spiritually of Prophet Muhammad. So, these 12 Shias consider them as their leaders and follow them. Okay. So, there are 12 Imams who are the political and spiritual successors of Prophet Muhammad, and these 12 Shias consider them as their leaders and follow them. Whereas, the Zaydis follow a leader called as Zayd ibn Ali. Okay. So, the 12 Shia form around 65% of the Shia population, and the Zaydis are lesser than them. So, the Zaydis consider Zayd ibn Ali as their leader. Zayd ibn Ali is the great grandson of Ali, and he is a courageous leader who fought against the Umayyad Caliphate, which was a corrupt regime. So, while fighting against the Umayyad regime, he died. And it is these Zaydis who believe that it is their religious duty to fight against these corrupt regimes and unjust rulers. So, this belief is contrasting the belief or doctrine of both the Shias and Sunnis who believe in unity over disorder. So, the Zaydis are hated by both Shias as well as the Sunnis. So, the Houthis' political ideology is heavily anti-imperial, and they reserve a particular animosity for Israel, US and Saudi Arabia as well. This is their popular slogan. So, the Zaydis have been living for thousands of years in this region, in the mountainous region of the present day Sada province. They have been living there, and that region was ruled by the Zaydi rulers, the Zaydi monarch. For thousands of years, the Zaydis have been living in the mountainous region of the present day Sada province. So that region almost for the entire of 20th century was ruled by the oppressive Zaydi monarchy. However, on 26th September 1962, this oppressive Zaydi monarchy was overthrown and a new Republic of Yemen came into being. Then in 1978, Ali Abdullah Saleh, who was again a Zaydi leader, was elected as the president of the former northern Yemen. During 1980s, that is during the late 1980s, there was promotion of Salafism in northern Yemen. So they started opening a large number of Salafi institutes. This was done by the state and it was getting support, or it was backed by Saudi Arabia. So a large number of Salafi institutes were opened. What are Salafi institutes or Salafism? Salafism is a tenet of Sunni Islam. So this promotion of Salafism actually created discomfort for the Zaydis, and what they did as a response was they started a movement to revive the religion and culture of Zaydism. That movement was headed by Hussein al-Houthi, and this movement came to be known as the Houthi movement. Okay, so did you understand how the Houthi movement actually began? So the state backed by Saudi Arabia started promoting Salafism in the northern Yemen. This hurt the sentiments of Zaydis and they also felt marginalized economically. So as a response, they started a movement to revive the culture and religion of Zaydism. This movement is called as the Houthi movement because its name is derived from al-Houthi, who was the leader of this movement. Then in 1990, the reunification of Yemen happened. Earlier it was northern Yemen and southern Yemen, and then in 1990 it was reunified to form a single Republic of Yemen, and the president of northern Yemen, that is Ali Abdullah Saleh, became the president of the Republic of Yemen, while the president of southern Yemen became the vice president. Immediately after the reunification, the Republic of Yemen started taking a stance in the US interference in Iraq. So they did not like this. So in 2003, when US invaded Iraq, it was opposed by the Houthis. Okay. However, Saleh did not give much importance to this and he tried to crack down the movement. So what the Houthis did were they started protesting in the mosques of Sana'a. So to curtail down or to bring down this movement, Ali Abdullah Saleh started moving troops to capture al-Houthi. So this angered the Houthi rebels and they started an armed rebellion. So it is from this point onwards that they became an armed rebellion. However, in 2004, Hussein al-Houthi was killed and his brother Abdul Malik al-Houthi became the new Houthi leader. So this conflict between the Houthis and the state led by Ali Abdullah Saleh continued until 2010. So the state got support from Saudi Arabia while the Houthis got support from Iran. So this continued until 2010 when they reached a ceasefire agreement. So immediately within a year or so after reaching the ceasefire agreement, the Arab Spring managed to reach Yemen. So at this time, the Houthis were one among the many groups who demanded for Ali Abdul Saleh to step down. Ali Abdul Saleh to step down. So in 2011, Ali Abdullah Saleh steps down from the throne and this person, Mansour Hadi, becomes the new president. During Saleh's regime, this person would have been the vice president and now he becomes the president. However, even though the Houthis enter the national dialogue, they are not satisfactory with the outcomes of it because it largely reduced their regional autonomy. Also, there are various other problems also because of the inefficiency of Mansur Hadi. He is unable to curtail or control the frequent attacks by Al-Qaeda, and there is increasing unemployment, there is increase in oil prices. So, fed up with all this, now what the Houthis do was they form an alliance with their once former enemy Ali Abdullah Saleh. So, the Houthis once upon a time were Houthis actually saw Saleh as their own enemy, but now they join hands with Saleh. The Saleh had still some military forces who were still loyal to him. So, this alliance becomes powerful and they manage to seize many cities in Yemen. So, they start seizing cities one after the other, and finally when they enter the capital city of Sana'a, they rebrand themselves as Ansar Allah. Ansar Allah means helpers of God or partisans of God. So, in 2015, the Houthis topple the government and they control major cities including Sana'a. When they enter Sana'a, they rebrand themselves as Ansar Allah, or Ansar Allah means partisans of God or helpers of God. So, meanwhile, here in Saudi Arabia, a new prince occupies the throne. His name is Abdul Aziz. So, he gets angered by the activities of the Houthis, and he understands that the Houthis are a powerful force and they are an important pawn in the proxy war against Iran. So, what he does is he forms an alliance with other countries. He forms a coalition with other countries such as Kuwait, Bahrain, UAE, Jordan, Morocco and so on, and they also get support from countries like UK, USA, France, etc. So, this coalition starts airstrikes on the Houthi occupied regions in Yemen. Okay. So, in 2015, when Houthis occupy Sana'a and they gain major control over the region, the Saudi Arabia starts a coalition with other countries and then they start airstrikes in the Houthi occupied regions of Yemen. So, this is the coalition which is led by Saudi Arabia, and these are the countries which are opposing it, and they also get support from USA, UK and France. So, by 2020, by May 2020, Houthi forces managed to occupy this region which is in blue, and this region which is in light brown color over here are the regions which are under control of the coalition led by Saudi Arabia, and the regions in red are the zones of conflict. The increasing conflict since 2015 has created a severe humanitarian crisis in Yemen. There are lakhs of people who lost their lives. There are more than 3.65 million people who fled their homes, and there are children who are malnourished, who are undernourished, and there are children who are dying out of starvation. So, these are the statistics about that. So, what was the global response to US decision of designating the Houthis as foreign terrorist organization? So, a UN spokesperson said that US decision will have very serious humanitarian and political repercussions in this region. And then the International Rescue Committee headed by David Miliband said that this designation will make the humanitarian aid in this region very difficult to accomplish. And then further, the Norwegian Refugee Council called on the President-elect Joe Biden, and he's asked him to act upon the office so that the Yemeni civilians can still receive the life-saving aids. So, what are the consequences of the US decision, that is the US designating this region, this Houthi movement as a global terrorist organization, foreign terrorist organization, and these leaders as specially designated global terrorists? So, what are the consequences it is going to have in this region? First and foremost, it will increase the regional tensions. And then it is also creating worries in the Western countries that the attacks from Al Qaeda or IS affiliates will increase in number. And then there will always be conflict for regional power between Shia ruled Iran and Sunni dominated Saudi Arabia, and this conflict will further escalate. And then the Gulf Arab countries say that Iran is supporting the Houthi movement by providing arms. However, Iran denies this claim. And then further, Yemen, as I already told you in the beginning, is very important strategically in this region because of the Gulf of Eden, because of the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. So, if suppose the Houthis manage to control or manage to gain control over this Bab el-Mandeb in this region, then it will disrupt the sea route in this region. So, that will have a very huge impact. If you want me to make any more such interesting videos on any particular topic, then you can suggest the topics in the comment section below. Also, share, subscribe and like the video. Thank you.